Do you play any musical instrument? They'll be visiting their grandparents next week. I have to finish my homework before tomorrow. The company should have hired more employees. My father told me, you have to save money for the future. Led by their captain, the team demonstrated great teamwork. If it were me, I would go on vacation. He wishes he had learned to swim when he was younger. I believe love is more important than money. Workers were repairing the old building. I wish I could sing like a pro. I'll be retired when I'm 60. I don't like spicy food. He wrote an article about his trip to Paris. Do you know any foreign language? The car was parked in front of the house. I wish I could eat whatever I want without gaining weight. He should go to bed early tonight. Although it was a difficult decision, she chose to end the relationship. When he's finished cooking, he'll have set the table. I'd rather go to the beach than stay at home. Working on marketing campaign. They were eating when the phone rang. He has already finished his homework. You should have seen the movie, it was great. They better save money for their future. They can buy a new car with their savings. I will have finished my presentation before the meeting begins. This exercise is simpler than the previous one. Can I borrow your laptop for a minute? I doubt your honesty. If you had asked me, I would have helped you. We were already eating when they arrived. Although he has no experience, he has a lot of potential. They completed the puzzle together. He should have taken better care of his health. He better apologize for his behavior. His voice is louder than anyone else. They had been waiting at the airport for hours when their flight was finally announced. The email has been forwarded to all employees. He finished his work early. Despite the difficulties, they were determined to succeed. I saved money to buy a new camera. I exercised regularly and lost weight as a result. I wish I could attend the concert last night. We have been living in this house since 2010. They had been traveling Europe for months before deciding to settle in Spain. The new tablet has a better screen than the old one. He likes to go fishing with his father. They must wear seat belts while driving. Did you check your messages? The cat is sleeping peacefully. The horse that the jockey rode won the race. They traveled to many countries. The museum opens at 9 a.m. He has been working on the project since last Monday. Students must complete their homework before class. We don't have a cat. I've been writing reports since morning. The movie was scarier than I thought. Let's have dinner after the movie. We will watch a movie in the cinema. We often go swimming in the lake. He saved money by cutting expenses so he could go on vacation. He agrees with the plan. After breakfast we went for a walk. Do you like to go camping? By the weekend they will have finished painting the house. They are learning to swim. Next year, he will have earned his master's degree. They appreciate your help and support. We've known about the party for months. He always helps his friends. We traveled to a different country to experience a new culture. He had been rehearsing his speech for days, so he did it with confidence. If you had fixed the car, we wouldn't have had to take it to the mechanic. The store opens at 9 a.m. He is looking after his pet dog. He's taking pictures. He needs to buy food for dinner. He will retire when he turns 70. He prefers to read rather than watch TV. They should have listened to the warnings. Was he studying for an exam before he got distracted? I visited my aunt at the hospital. Although he was tired, he attended the meeting. We need to find a solution to the problem. I am planning to start a new business. My family visited me last week. He's checking his email. My goal is to travel the world. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. You should have learned from your mistakes. He should have finished his homework by now. Have you ever tried rock climbing? See you at the party after dinner. They had been working overtime for weeks to meet the project deadline. A green apple is more sour than a yellow one. He is known for his engaging articles on travel destinations. They are working on the project together. I will have finished my work before the deadline. They had their lawn landscaped by a professional gardener. He goes to work by car. The decision was made after careful consideration. They will finish the project by the deadline. We celebrated New Year's with fireworks. You have to take this medicine 3 times a day, the doctor said. They finished their homework on time. Students will study for the final exams. We celebrated New Year's with fireworks. He never wears a hat. They look alike. When the paint was finished, we were painting the walls. He remembers his childhood. His performance was worse than last year. They decided to start a new hobby. I will visit my friend this weekend. Do you like reading books? When they arrive at the airport, the plane will have taken off. The book was recommended by a friend. We organized a charity event to collect donations for a good cause. The company is launching new products. The teacher should have graded the papers by now. Have you ever been to Paris before last year? You must be responsible for your actions. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. She will have finished writing her novel next week. I bought a new laptop to study for my exams. I wish I had a better relationship with my siblings. They had their car serviced at the mechanic. They had their cats groomed at the pet shop. Had he bought a lottery ticket, he would have won the jackpot. When we got to the venue, the concert was already over. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. He will look after the children while he is gone. Do you have any siblings? Even if it is time-consuming, learning a new language is worth it. She volunteered at a hospital to help sick children. He hopes to find a job in a big city. They are swimming in the pool. Construction workers had been building the bridge for months, and it was finally open to traffic. His house is bigger than mine. Despite the distance, they maintained a strong friendship. I have to call my friend to confirm our plans. We are having dinner. They are playing football. Let's have some popcorn after the movie. I wish I could play the guitar. I wish they knew about the party. They want to study abroad next year. When you return from your trip, I will have redecorated the house. The rain, which had been pouring heavily for hours, finally stopped. Have you finished your work before you go on vacation? Feeling cold, he put on a warm jacket. The restaurant will serve with a special menu for Valentine's Day. He is a famous journalist who has written many influential articles. Construction workers will build a new bridge. The teacher should have given clearer directions. We were hiking in the mountains and enjoying the scenery. The letter was written in blue ink. Children are building sand castles. We would like to invite you to our wedding. I suspect foul play. He will have completed his research next week. If he had asked for directions, he wouldn't be lost now. They often go hiking in the mountains. Construction workers had been working on the building for months before it was finally completed. If you had called a plumber, the pipe wouldn't have burst. I can't go to the party. I have a previous engagement. You must return library books on time. I have to go to the post office after work. They must finish their work ahead of time. The teacher gave us a little quiz. I will be volunteering at a local animal shelter. By the end of the quarter, they will have met their sales targets. He couldn't solve the math problem. We went shopping at the mall. The fire burns brightly. He likes to write poetry in his spare time. Better get out early to avoid traffic. The fire burns brightly. If you had called a plumber, the pipe wouldn't have burst. The fire burns brightly. We need to clean the garage before winter. If the weather was sunny, we would go to the beach. They diligently saved money and as a result were able to make a down payment on a house. He was born on a sunny day. I've already eaten dinner. We participated in a language exchange program to practice speaking English. The boy who was injured while playing football cried loudly. "Why did you cancel your plans?" he asked. "We went hiking in the mountains. By the time he gets here, we'll have finished decorating the room." Sarah is more talented than her sister. The computer upgraded by the technician now runs faster. The bird perched on the branch chirped happily. They are swimming in the pool. They're going camping next month. They had their dogs groomed at the pet shop. While the project is ambitious, it is certainly achievable. They diligently saved money and as a result were able to make a down payment on a house. The chef is cooking a delicious meal. A green apple is more sour than a red one. The clock struck 12 at midnight. They exercised regularly and became more fit as a result. They will go on vacation in the morning. The report was submitted on time. He was taking a shower when the phone rang. I rarely eat chocolate. He plays video games all morning. We should have practiced the dance routine more. They followed the recipe exactly and the result was delicious. Students must turn in their assignments on time. The error was fixed immediately. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. I found a rare coin in my collection. Have you seen the latest news? They are hiking in the mountains. The sun is shining brightly. I do not drink alcohol. A tree blown by the wind blocked the road. If I save enough money, I will buy a new car. The project was approved by the manager. He attended a language course to learn Spanish. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. We often go to the beach in the summer. We were saving money for our vacation. They had their roof repaired after the storm. Working on construction project. He needs to brush his teeth before going to bed. Even though it's raining, I still want to go for a walk. We replaced the broken TV with a new one. The rain, which had been pouring incessantly for days, finally stopped. By the time I got to the station, the train had already left. The flowers look beautiful. He plays video games all morning. You rarely go to the gym. The new tablet has a better screen than the old one. He needs to buy a new computer. We stayed in a hotel during our vacation. I continued to focus on my goals and as a result I achieved them. Coffee tastes great. The sun rises from the east. Have you seen this movie before it won an award? The team will be champion. Can I have a slice of cake, please? They studied French for 3 years. We are studying for the English exam. Last night's concert was louder than I expected. They lived in the same neighborhood for years before they met each other. I wish we had known about the incident beforehand. He had already sent the email when he realized his mistake. She needs to practice her dance routine for the show. We are cleaning the house. Despite all the negativities, he did not lose his motivation. She has been practicing yoga since last week. When I get home, my parents will be here. My sister doesn't eat meat. Despite the language barrier, they managed to communicate effectively. The clock is ticking slowly. The museum is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. She sings in the choir. The museum is open from Tuesday to Sunday. Even if it's not perfect, it's still a good solution. He doesn't eat sugar. He will have fixed the computer until you need it. Are you studying for the exam? He should have called to cancel the appointment. The camera of the new phone is better than the old one. The manager had employees attend a conference. They were discussing the project budget. We were looking for a new job. He has been studying for the medical exam for months. By the time I got to her place, she had already taken a shower. I am currently studying English. We have already completed the project. Coffee spills on the floor. This exercise is simpler than the previous one. He couldn't find his umbrella on a rainy day. We go to the gym twice a week. The room was cleaned by the maid. I wish I hadn't lost your phone. The restaurant will serve with a special menu for Valentine's Day. Baby is crying. Can I ask you a question? We will be volunteering at the local shelter on the weekends. The clock struck midnight and fireworks lit up the sky. It started to rain heavily. They signed up for a painting course to explore their creativity. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. We're going on a camping trip next weekend. They have to pay the rent until the 1st of the month. The cat stretches its legs. They lived in New York for a long time before moving to Los Angeles. The tree was planted in the garden. The letter from him contained exciting news. It's getting hot outside. The car was parked in the garage. They said we will move to a bigger flat next month. By tomorrow they will have completed their project. If we had bought the tickets earlier, we wouldn't have paid this much. Although it is a small house, it is cozy and comfortable. He is playing the piano. I don't remember the password of the email account. She will take a yoga class in the evening. The movie starts at noon. He is playing the piano. I will have finished writing the report by the deadline. We were having a picnic in the countryside. They better not miss the train. He was born in the 1980s. They rarely take long trips. The message has been sent to all employees. Although he was tired, he attended the meeting. They are made up of various backgrounds. He will study abroad for a semester. He wishes he could find his soulmate. Students must complete their homework before class. We are planning to go for a walk next weekend. We admire your courage. He was writing a letter to his pen pal. Have you finished your homework? I have an appointment in a month. He had his computer repaired at the repair shop. I think swimming is better than running. I wish I had a better relationship with my siblings. He decided to learn to play the guitar. If the weather is nice, we can go swimming. Do you play any musical instrument? The bakery had been baking bread since early morning, so everything was fresh when we arrived. Despite the difficulties, they never lost their hope. The movie starts at dawn. If he had asked for directions, he wouldn't be lost now. It's stronger than it looks. Next year they will redecorate their house. They worked as a team and as a result they completed the project ahead of schedule. I write poetry. They have known each other since childhood. The meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. He will play the piano every day. They have to study for the exam tomorrow. Does he have a bike? By the time he graduates, he will have already started his career. The package was opened by the buyer. They said, "We're going to have a dinner party tomorrow." They traveled to many countries. Our team won the match. The problem discussed in class was challenging. They were eating when the phone rang. He couldn't find his glasses. The fire burns brightly. He likes to go fishing with his father. The baby cried all night, so the parents were tired in the morning. The company is launching new products. I'm going to visit my grandparents tomorrow. We go shopping on the weekends. The boy, lost in the crowd, began to cry. We'll have lunch at 1 o'clock. I have visited Paris several times. She had her hair cut by a professional stylist. Do you do any sports? He upgraded his computer to a technician. They had their house cleaned by a professional cleaner. The book belongs to me. They are watching a movie right now. They will be renovating their kitchen next month. We admire his determination. My father told me, "You have to save money for the future." We are having dinner. He is studying for the entrance exam. The project was completed ahead of time. He paints a beautiful picture. The party was organized by my friends. I'm going to start a new business, he said to his friend. The camera of the new phone is better than the old one. I've never been to Australia. The boy who was lost in the park has finally been found. The musicians will record their new album. They were dancing and having fun at the party. He practiced basketball every day and got into the school team as a result. Have you finished your work? He forgives her for her mistakes. The car was parked in the garage. I am taking a shower. I attended a seminar to gain new knowledge. The food was cooked by a professional chef. We're having a barbecue in the backyard. I have an appointment in 2 days. They have to attend the compulsory education session. I wish he had traveled more when he was younger. We've been friends since college. He is repairing the car. We are excited to meet our new neighbors. The package was wrapped in gift paper. We had the carpenter repair the broken chair. They go on vacation during the winter holidays. By the time he gets here, we'll have finished decorating the room. I wish we had known about the incident beforehand. I wish they had saved money for emergencies. We had been working on the project all night, so when we finally finished it, we were relieved.